Yes, hello. My name is Lyle Kurank, and I am a chemist at Stonehaven Pharmaceutical. I make drugs that help people. It's a really great job. Um, I have a beautiful wife named Marion. Our anniversary is coming up. It's going to be 3 years. 3 years of being the happiest man alive. I honestly can't complain. I have a great life, which got me thinking. I've always been a good guy. I mean, in third grade, I cupped my hand over a spider so that Tommy Franco wouldn't squish it. And even after the little guy bit me, I still put him out in the bushes by the playground. I've realized, with all the good that I've done in my life, I've never realized why I was doing it. To truly understand good, one must understand bad. Which got me to think, what bad things have I done? I mean, of course, I can remember the occasional white lie or the nickel and dime stuff, but I've never done anything blatantly wrong. I mean, I create medicine that saves people's lives. I've decided to understand a good of that magnitude. I must do something equally as bad. Now, I'm not going to kill anyone. I've decided to truly understand bad. I must hurt the one that I love the most. I've decided to cheat on my wife, Marion. But only once. And then I'll be done forever. It's just so that I can truly understand good. Yeah, well, that's it.
I see you've found my lab. Welcome. I've been hearing so much about you, but it is also trivial. I want to learn more. I want to meet the man behind the hood. I see you've awakened. I must admit, I'm a bit intrigued. You've burned through my most powerful sedative in half the time of my previous subjects. Clever of you to find me here, Hood. How did you pull it off?
The compound found in Bloodshot's body came from you.
Yes, that brute. Not my usual line of work, but he gave me no choice. But thanks to you, he's gone now. I'm excited to meet you. You may call me Puppeteer, by the way. I can't tell you how excited I am to meet the man beneath the hood. But don't you worry. I will lift your hood at the proper time. I have more creative, interesting ways of finding out who you are. I hope you enjoy it. It's my own personal compound. Twice as powerful as standard truth serums. It also doesn't affect the motor functions or impair the recipient in any way. Don't worry, I'm not going to force you to spill any of your secrets before sharing a few of my own. Now, while we wait for the serum to take effect, I assume you would like to know where my story ended. I enacted my plan just like I said I would. I found a worthy subject. In my case, Sarah Megan, a secretary from Stonehaven Pharmaceutical. We had spent one night together just like I said I would. And then I went back to my normal life. It worked. I had a better appreciation for the good I was doing and the good I had done. But sadly, it didn't end that way. Sarah was furious. And after our night, I had no intention of speaking to her. She was angry. She began to blackmail me. I had to lie to Marion more and more to keep the scandal quiet. Eventually, Marion found out. She left me. I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. But then I figured it out. I had been working on an Alzheimer's drug, and with a few minor calculations, it made the animals I tested on them very compliant. So I brought Marion back here, and she became my first human subject. If my experiment succeeded, she would do anything I said. I miscalculated the dosage. She died. Then my mission became clear. I was set out to find my perfect replacement for Marion. I must have gone through a dozen girls with no success. I began branching out to all kinds of life, to all subjects. I only found one successful subject. His name is Neil, and he is my puppet. But I'm sure after I satisfy my curiosity with you, you will become my new puppet, and you will be mine forever. So tell me all about it. There must have been some tragedy in your life to drive you to such a crusade. How did it start?
I was 16 when I first met Silas Chapel. At least, that's what he called himself at the time. My father had died the year before. Devastated my mother. My father had left behind a reasonable sum of money. He always made sure we were supported. So when Chapel started smooth-talking her, she immediately latched on to him. I had to just sit there and watch that con artist bleed my mother dry. One day he was at the door with flowers and a kiss. The next he had drained my mother's bank accounts, and he was out of the state. The next 3 years, I watched as my mother did everything she could just to get by. With 2 men abandoning her, she trusted no one. Eventually, she decided to take out a life insurance policy. She waited till I was 18. Then she killed herself. She made it look like an accident, to make sure that I actually received the money. The day she died, I swore to take revenge on the man that had taken the only family I had away from me. I used most of the money I received to hire a private investigator. It didn't take long to find him. I went to his house to kill him.
So you took your first life in your revenge. How predictable, yet still satisfying.
No. He was ready for me. He beat me to a pulp. But he let me live.
I know who you are, boy. Next time I see you, I will kill you. Understand me?
So there's much more to the story. How interesting.
I knew if I was going to take my revenge, I would need to gain skills that I never wanted to learn. Many of the skills that I learned through experience. How to blend in, disappear, defeat an opponent, even defeat many. They were all bad men. Men like Silas. Most of them anyway. I got caught up in the persona. And I did some things that I'm not proud of. A man stood in my way, but he was innocent. was blocking me from my path. So I removed him.
How delightful. Please, continue.
I found Silas again. This time I was prepared. I was ready to take the revenge I knew I deserved.
So tell me, how did it feel to have his blood between your fingers?
I didn't kill him.
What? All that work and you still didn't split his skull?
As I looked in, I saw him with someone. A girl. So I followed her. I needed to find out what their connection was. She was his daughter.
Go on.
In time I began to talk to her. She even knew about her father's treachery. I realized that I had become the very man I was hunting. And if I killed him, I would have done the same thing to her that her father had done to me.
Oh, don't tell me.
We fell in love. The days I spent with her were the happiest of my life. Yet I couldn't shake the fact that there were still men out there, taking advantage of others like Silas had taken advantage of my mother, of me. And without someone to defend them and claim justice for them, they would never know peace.
Why can't we just run away? We can get away from my father. It's simple. We just start a life together. We could just start our own life together. Isn't that what you want?
Of course.
Then what is holding you back?
I have a calling. Purpose. Here I have a chance to make a difference. Change.
There was a time when I thought that I was your purpose. You're gonna have to choose. I can't live like this. I can't live every day wondering if you're gonna come home alive or not. It's either me or the hood.
I'm sorry, Ilona.
Why fight? Why do you always have to fight?
I guess someone has to.
No.
It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but I said goodbye and started my journey.
Fascinating. I must admit this was far more satisfying than I never imagined. This love of yours is strong. Perhaps strong enough to endure my drug? After I convert you, your love would be a perfect replacement for my Marion. What did you say her name was? I asked you a question. What was her name?
Answer me!
No!
Neil! Neil!
I didn't mean any of it. You must understand. I just wanted my beloved Marion back.
People like you
People who prey on the weak and the innocent. Who use people like they're their puppets. You are the reason I fight. To give those who can't fight for themselves a beacon, a symbol, something in which they can put their hope. I know you made Bloodshot, and I know you have other experiments out there. Before your end, you will